So this is just acoustic, part of a song that I've written. Maybe I'll put it out again using this guitar at some time when I have time. It's called Best Thing in My Life. Everything is right now, just the way it is. And I'm feeling like it can't get better than this. Then you walk into the room, and I feel like I will cry. Tears of joy just running down my eyes. You're the best thing in my life. You're the dreams I hold inside. You're the best thing in my life. I want you to know that I love you every day. I love you every night. I love you when I kiss this world goodnight. So I'll continue that song another time, and now I'm just going to strum around for you and pick around. And you can even finger pick with this guitar, even though it's got 12 strings and they're steel. You can do some finger picking with it as well. So. Now let's talk about the Vangoa 12 string.
Hey everybody, it's Maria.
and I just wanted to do another video, but it's so beautiful outside, so I'm risking that we may have to stop if the lawnmower guys come or some noise happens, but I just figured let me give it a shot. It's so beautiful out here. So without further ado, I was sent this Vangoa 12-string guitar, and this is the type of thing where I wouldn't do an unboxing because you really need to stretch the strings, and I wanted to really give it a once over and get it into tune. With 12 strings, a lot of tuning before I shared it with you. And so I'm really happy because I know what's in here, and I think Vangoa has a winner. So let's take a look. I like their little G clef. Is it a G clef or F clef? No, this is the F clef, sorry. F clef. This is the bass clef as their little symbol. I like that. And before I get to the gig bag, I want to open up the goodie bag. And the only thing I did open up in the goodie bag was the tuner, because I wanted to tune it with their tuner. So I'm going to put this down, and we'll talk about what's in the bag, okay? So, in the bag they give you, and I love this goodie bag, it's jam-packed. It's like Halloween without candy, you know? And it's not fattening. Okay, so you have a tuner, a Vangoa tuner, which I took out. It's a chromatic tuner. Okay, so you can tune other instruments, which is nice because if you wanted to tune like a ukulele, you could, or any other instrument. Okay, so you have that. I don't like that the button's in the back because I can't seem to find it when I clip it on my guitar. So just remember, if you get this, turn it on, which I'll do right now, before you put it on your instrument. Okay, and it will turn a bright color once it's in tune, and it goes one way or the other for flat or sharp. So there's that. All right. They give you, oops, a capo, which is always nice if you want to change the key without transposing. It's always good to know how to transpose. Shout out to Steve Krenz and Terry Carter. Those are my two teachers, one a uke teacher, one my guitar teacher. Been phenomenal. And I'm learning all about music theory, but that's another story. So you have a capo to make it easier to just quickly transpose a song, and believe me, I still use a capo. It's great. You have this one. I wouldn't put this on. It's kind of a sticker pickguard, and I personally just think, even though it says Vangoa and it's kind of cute, I feel like it kind of cheapens the guitar, and I think when you see it, you'll know what I mean. So there's a pickguard, so I don't know if you'd ever want to invest in a different pickguard, have it done by a luthier or somebody in one of the music stores, but not sure about this one. But it's nice that they give it to you. It would obviously help preserve your the wood so you don't scratch it. Okay, let's keep going. I don't know why they give you this. This is very interesting. This is sandpaper, and I'm wondering if they think the frets are sharp, but I'll tell you from playing it, there are no sharp frets. So it's silicone carbide waterproof abrasive paper. Very interesting. I've never ever been given this in any kind of instrument that I've gotten sent or that I bought. So, but hey, now I have. You have the owner's manual, and I'm not going to read it now because it's got a number of pages, quite thick actually. So I'll read it afterwards, so you might want to take a look at it. It tells you all about the electronics because it is acoustic electric, which is really nice. So I'm giving you a little hints about the guitar, okay? It actually shows this particular guitar in it, which is cool, meaning that it's a 12-string and the same electronics. All right, let's see what else we got. This you definitely need. It's a shiny finish, which I do like. My husband always says I must have been a ferret in another life because I love shiny things. So this is to clean the wood. A little chamois cloth, if you will. It also says Vangoa. I like the personalized touches. Very nice. This is really great to have. It's an extra set of strings because with 12 strings,
you're bound to break one or pop one now and then, especially with changes in weather, or if you forget. I've done that, where you think you're tightening one string and you're going, why isn't it going in tune? And your hand is on a different tuner. Yeah, I've done that. Come on, if you play in left instruments, I bet you have too. Okay, so there's an extra set of strings. Great. This is definitely going to come in handy because they give you strap locks. Yay! I've had to go to plenty of plenty of luthier people who I've paid to put strap buttons on. Shout out to Lee in Guitar Center. Vangoa, it says on it, which is again very nice. It's black. Black goes with everything, right? Okay. This is great. They give you a plug. This is a 1/4 inch plug to 1/4 inch, and most amps that you get are going to have 1/4 inch inputs. Most audio interfaces that you plug into your computer will have a 1/4 inch input. They actually sell adapters, so if your particular unit has an 1/8 inch, which is smaller, you can actually plug this into an adapter and do that, although I think the quality may get degraded at that point. So that's cool. You can actually have a lot of fun because you could put in delay pedals, effects, talk about that later because I did use it with a delay pedal, which is very cool. The all-important Allen wrench. These are very standard, and if you lose it, it really isn't a big deal because everybody who will work on your guitar, if you bring it to a place, would have this. And it's a standard size, so you don't have to worry. This is another nice little addition, which I've really gotten. A few instrument companies do send. It's 2 extra bridge pins, and this is what holds the string, the steel strings, into the guitar. So there's 2 extra because sometimes you have to take them off when you change the strings. I've broken a few, so it actually is very handy to have this. And lastly, they give you 3 picks. One is bowed, 0.71 millimeter, 0.96, and 0.46. I don't like thin picks, so I really won't be using that. This is mostly my size. Is usually I like a little thicker than the 0.71, so I'd probably use the 0.96 maybe. Let's see what I'm playing. I actually have a pick in my hand. This is too thin. So good. I'll use the Vangoa pick when I strum it. All right, I'm going to put all this back so that I don't lose anything, except for the, have the Vangoa pick. All right, now we've been waiting for. Let's open it up. And I do want to talk to you quickly about the case, because that's the only criticism I have so far about this guitar. I know I've only had it less than a week, but the case is really thin, and I'm actually concerned because it's such a nice instrument, and it's not heavy, but because it's got 12 strings, it's got some weight to it, and if this falls, it's not really going to protect it. So I may have to invest in another case because I'm really nervous just like laying it standing up. I would never lay it standing up. I would have to lay it on its side or something because it's thin. So that is my only criticism. It does have a place for your goodies, your strap, your cords, and another section here. You could put a little pedal in here if you want to plug it in. Because it is acoustic electric, you can do a lot of different things with this guitar. So here we go. Are you ready? Dun dun dun. Isn't that beautiful? I'm sure it's got a lot of smudges because I can't keep my hands off of it. Okay, I'm going to come a little closer so you can see. It's got this really pretty headstock. Okay, it's a Sapele top, and it's very warm sounding, and I believe Sapele for that type of wood. Okay, it's a model VA21CE NT12, and I guess CE is the electronics. It means it's acoustic electric. There's your F clef on the headstock. Closed geared tuners, really nice. Okay, I love the binding. It's got the purfling and the white cream binding all across. It's got a cutaway here for if you want to reach higher notes when you're playing. It's got the wooden bridge. It's got, I believe, a bone nut saddle and nut. There's a nut and saddle. What else? Oh, it has, as I said, it's got your strap buttons. I love that. Okay, you can put that strap right on it. I just love the way this cream looks against the dark wood here. It's just so pretty. Really nice grain. Okay, and here are your electronics. Okay, I was a little surprised there wasn't a tuner in it, because nowadays I've been finding electronics that have tuners, and this one doesn't have one, but it's no big deal because they do give you a tuner. And it's a very nice EQ system, because it's got not just your volume and your battery check, but it's got your bass, mid, treble, and presence. So you can really shape the sound. I haven't even touched it, as you can see, and I really like the way it sounds. So that says a lot, you know? All right, so let me just strum a little bit. And Vangoa, this is a gem. I really, really like it. And by the way, I have arthritis, and I was able to play it for 2-hour increments a couple of times already with no pain. So the neck width is just right. I mean, I don't know what the measurements are. I'd have to look on the website or on Amazon where they sell it. You can look at the specs, but just know that if you have hand problems like I do, and I don't have really big hands, this has worked really nicely. So I can't, oh, and it's smooth as silk. You don't need that sandpaper. This is like butter, right? As we say in Brooklyn. All right, so let's take a look. Now, just so you know, the way a 12 string is tuned, don't get intimidated. It's really easy, especially with chromatic tuners. The strings that are coated are wound, okay? Those strings are an octave apart, their second set. You have a wound E string, and then you have a wound E string an octave lower, okay? So you have the E and E, an octave apart, okay? And then the next one is an A, and then you have one an octave apart, lower. So you have the top one is higher, and then you have the lower one. And then you have A, and D, excuse me, E, A, D. I was like, that's not an A. D, and D. Now, what you need to know, just starting from the A, it's not wound. So this A is not wound. So the only two that are wound are your top, which is your bottom notes, E string. Okay, then your A, your first one is unwound, second one is wound, D unwound, D wound, G unwound, G wound, and these are all, as you could hear, an octave apart. When you get to the B and the E strings, they are doubled. So here's the B. Should be the same. So that's another way when you're tuning it, make sure they sound the same. E, E. Okay, so just so you know, remember how I did it, the first 8 strings are an octave apart, and the last 4 are doubled. And it comes, and then you will hear that real familiar 12-string sound especially when I strum it. So let me just strum some stuff, and here we go.